What's up, everyone? Welcome to Under the CardBoard Box podcast. Last week was a great episode that we had. In terms of viewership.
It seems like you guys really enjoyed the reading that we did. I think that was the part that was most played in the statistics. No?
Yeah, so I was looking over the statistics, and it said that between the 0 mark all the way to the 3.5-minute mark, people played it the most. So thank you for that.
Thanks a lot, guys. We really appreciate it, and we appreciate the feedback that we've received from some of you.
Yeah. Again, thank you to Cody Shaw for providing the manga.
Yeah.
Which Kotaku picked it up.
Right. Thanks, Cody. And we hope to do more in the future.
Yeah, let us know if you want us to do more. If you are a listener and you are an artist, an illustrator, send us some stuff. Maybe we'll read it on the show.
Yeah, definitely. So we've got some things to cover. We've got the VGAs.
Yeah, VGAs happened this past Thursday. Obviously, a lot of interesting things happened that day. Right. A lot of great stuff. We'll talk about it in the news segment. It was a great VGA. You know, I've been watching the VGX when it first started with Jeff Keighley. He's been doing it, I think, for the past 5 years. And they've all been great. Some of them were a little lackluster. Some of them were long, if you guys remember. But this one was perfect. I think this one was really good.
I think they finally kind of have a balance now. Everything was... They didn't drag on. They didn't drag on.
No, it didn't drag
They kind of like, let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, and it kept it at 2 hours.
Right. And they're like, just enjoy the show.
Right.
Kind of a thing.
We had performances by Deadmau5, Churches, and Stephanie Jostein.
Yeah, Stephanie Jo. We finally got the name right.
Yeah.
Stephanie, if you're listening, we apologize for messing up your name.
Yeah. Quick notes. We were the #1 podcast on Podomatic for games and hobbies this past Friday.
Yeah, guys. And it's all thanks to you guys.
Thank you so much.
I think we were for like over 24 hours.
Over 24 hours.
Over 24 hours. We were number one in games and hobbies.
Yeah, thank you so much. And, that means a lot to us.
It does.
We only have 3 episodes up, and
yeah,
you guys are showing the support. Thank you.
Yeah, the subscribers are rolling in. And, guys, we do not want to take away how much we appreciate that.
Honestly, thank you for subscribing. Guys, please rate and comment. Which would help us tremendously.
Yeah.
We definitely want to get the content out there. The more that we can do for you guys, the better. We want to get this news out. We want to get all the Metal Gear stuff that's coming out. I'm pretty sure there's going to be so much happening in the next few months with Konami and Kojima. That story, it's still very young. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot that needs to be uncovered. We definitely want to be the source of news, at least for Metal Gear,
right?
And we want to get it out there. So, guys, please rate, comment, and subscribe. It'll mean so much to us,
right? And then something else happened. Apparently, we tweeted out our 3rd episode to Konami,
the UCBB podcast.
Yes, the Under the Cardboard Box podcast, and they actually liked our tweet. Now, I know that some of you are probably not fans of Konami because of what they did to Kojima in the VGAs. We'll get more into that later. I will say that we do not, like everything that they've done, but at the same time, we do understand that not everyone in Konami is, such a bad...
Just a bad person, you're right.
A bad person.
Not everyone that works there is a bad guy.
Right. So we appreciate that they liked our tweet, that they would even take the time to like our tweet.
Yeah.
And we just wanted to share that with you guys. We also want to thank you for that as well.
Yeah, thank you.
So we're really grateful for that. And so I guess with all of that said, we can get into the news.
The CB News.
So we've got 3 items on the list this time, so it's not going to be such a drag for you guys. First off, we just want to talk about Metal Gear Online December update, the C-Box function, and the markers, and the new background music. Get that, guys. You remember when I told you back in the day that I thought the online portion was kind of like a beta?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess in a sense, I was right because they just keep adding all these other things now.
Right.
It's like rapidly happening. This game came out like 2 months ago.
It did, and what I appreciate about this is that they're keeping us in the loop with these developer notes. So they have it, I think, monthly, I guess. And this is the 4th iteration of their developer notes. So what I feel that they're doing is connecting with the Metal Gear Online community, just so that they can have, I guess, a voice or a forum or a place to know, what is going on within the Metal Gear realm in the online portion of Metal Gear. So, if you can go ahead and read some of the stuff that...
yeah, absolutely, man. So check this out. The cardboard box, I'm not going to say the C box anymore. The cardboard box is an essential. It's essential in the MGS series. We know it's iconic. There's no other sneaking game that used a cardboard box to walk around. So we know that people that use the cardboard box have certain protection, such as stun grenades from the little plush doll or the ocelot plushes.
It's not just a cardboard box.
It's never just a cardboard box. So we know the box protects you from various things, and also you can use the box to knock down other enemies. You basically just slide the cardboard box, and whoever's in your way, you just knock them down.
Right.
And also, I don't know if you guys knew this, but there's also called something. It's called the marker transfer. So basically, what that means is if you're ever marked and you get into a cardboard box, all you have to do is then jump out of the cardboard box, or rather slide out, leaving the cardboard box there, and your marker will stay on the box. It's sufficient for tricking your enemies into thinking that you're there and you're not.
Tips with Arnaldo.
Coming soon. In any case, but yeah, guys, when I found that out, I went completely nuts. But let's talk about the updates. So in version 1.02, they're adding an additional function that protects players against the Fulton cannon. So basically, if you are going past a corner or anything like that, if you put on the cardboard box and there's a Fulton cannon, it will no longer get you, essentially, which is crazy, man. I think that's kind of overkill, don't you think?
Yeah, sometimes I see the Fulton cannon, sometimes I don't, but, I think in regards to I guess, just going through the map, you can just put on a cardboard box and just walk around every corner with it, just in case if there's a Fulton cannon, you're just walking away from it, shoot it and take it out.
Right. But yeah, also, as I said before, there's going to be new music, and I'm going to give the list in version 1.02. This is the list of the songs that'll be on there. So we've got MGS5, Sins of the Father, Metal Gear Rising, MGR, Moonsoon. Another.
That's a great song.
They were all good in that game, though.
Yeah. It's metal.
Yeah,
metal.
pretty much, as the name implies. Also, in Metal Gear Rising, there's Armstrong, Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker theme, Metal Gear Solid 4, Rex versus Ray, Metal Gear Solid 3, The Boss, Metal Gear Solid 2, Dead Cell, Metal Gear Solid 1, Duel, and Metal Gear Portable Ops, Showtime. So guys, they also have included by saying that they want more feedback because they're planning to add more music in the future. Yeah. So by all means, go for it. Tell them what you want to hear.
It's got Snake Eater in there.
Yeah, Snake Eater's in there. And so version 1.02 is scheduled to be released this month. So it includes even more as of yet unmentioned changes. We're just going to keep checking back to see, what they confirm. But other than that, Heidel, what did you say you were interested in sharing?
Okay, so the second piece of news is how we were talking about last week and the week before that. We were talking about the Metal Gear CD that's coming out. So the soundtrack, The Lost Tapes, has a release date now. So it's coming out March 30th, 2016. So all the specifications that we talked about last week is still the same, 2 discs, and they'll be available as soon as March 30th is out. So get it, guys. It's going to be available in 2 different versions. So there's a regular edition that just comes with 1 disc and a booklet, and then you have the other version, which is 2 discs and the booklet. So go ahead, guys, check it out. I think that's awesome. I'm a huge music fan, so I think this is a great. I'm definitely gonna pick that one up. I don't know if you are, Ronaldo, but I'm definitely gonna pick it up. The Lost Tapes.
The Lost Tapes? No. I don't have money for stuff, man.
I wanna see what's in it. They said there's certain surprises in it and stuff. So
why buy it when I can just steal it from you then?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So what's the last piece of news we got?
Well, actually, there's an MGS The Phantom Pain giveaway.
Yep.
So, guys, there's actually a section where it says the nitty-gritty details. So, I just want to get into that pretty much. No purchase necessary. They'll accept all entries until 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time on Thursday, December 10th. 1 entry per person. Email address per day. Must be a member of GameInformer.com to enter. Only open to U.S. residents. Now, what is it that they're giving away? Of course, they're giving away 5 glorious copies of Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain. So, guys, if you haven't gotten the game, or for some reason you want another one, by all means, enter in GameInformer.com, and good luck to you.
Yeah, you have to be a member of Game Informer, so you have to subscribe to them. I think their online features and stuff. So, and also you have to be 17 or older.
Yes. So, guys, and by the way, if you're going to enter, please let us know, and if you win, please let us know.
Yeah, awesome. That's it for the news. Very short week in the news.
Yeah. I bet you guys are glad.
But we got other pieces of news.
Right.
It's going to be our codec conversation. The codec conversation.
All right. So before we get into the Metal Gear portion of the VGAs, because of course that's all we're going to concentrate on. That's all you guys want to listen to. So, but we have to give props where props is due. CD Projekt Red. You guys did a great job with The Witcher 3. You won Game of the Year.
Yeah. Game of the Year. That's a big one.
Yeah, guys. Congratulations. We tip our hat to you.
Yeah. It sucks Metal Gear didn't win, but...
Yeah, we're bummed about that.
Witcher 3 is an amazing game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's huge open world game. I've never played any of the Witchers just because, the first one was only out for PC. The second one came out for Xbox 360 later. They did bring it in as a Xbox Live Gold free month game, The Witcher 2.
Yeah.
But I never played Witcher 2. But Witcher 3, I'm probably maybe 40 hours into it, and it's a really good game. I have not beaten it yet because it probably takes like 200 hours to beat this game.
Right, and I think that's what people look for in these kind of games.
Right,
these kind of open world games. They want replayability.
Yeah, like and just the quests in the game. The side quest in the game feels like something like an attachment to the story.
Right.
Some of the side missions are better than the main missions, which is something you don't see in most games.
Right. Usually they don't count as a story. They just
it's just like a side quest and stuff.
Yeah,
and they're super random and they're really good. CD Projekt Red did a great job. Those are a bunch of humble folks.
Yeah, sometimes you can spend more time in those side ops than you can in the actual mission.
It's true. It's true. You're right. And what I feel that CD Projekt Red did with The Witcher 3 this time is it was a fan service because their DLC is completely free. All their updates are completely free. Their DLC, everything is completely free. They really did the number on this one. Like, some people, they argue about a $60 content towards, does this game really deserve $60 in my pocket? Like, talk about like Titanfall or Battlefront, where it's just a multiplayer game and it still costs $60. Some people argue that, the value of it is not $60 because of the time you spent with it,
right?
Or it's not long enough, or it just has multiplayer.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the complaint they had with Destiny.
that's the complaint they had with Destiny, right? Like, why is this a $60 game when, it's supposed to be, all these contents and the story is not there, etc. But Witcher 3 did it right this year, and I think they really do deserve the game of the year. Probably in my opinion, I would have definitely chosen Metal Gear.
Right, of course. But then we're also biased.
Yeah,
we're
obviously
biased a little bit.
But I do play a lot of games, and The Witcher 3 is definitely one of the best games this year.
So again, CD Red Project, congratulations. Project Red, sorry, CD Project Red, congratulations. But there is good news.
Yep,
Heidel's about to bring it to you.
So, Metal Gear Solid won Best Action Adventure Game. Kiefer Sutherland, my man Jack Bauer, went up there to accept the award.
Right.
So that's well reserved. Obviously, I mean, well deserved. It's obviously something that we all expected. I expected Game of the Year, but it's a phenomenal adventure. The action in it is superb because of the new refined gameplay that Metal Gear Solid has now.
It actually keeps you on your toes.
It does.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I remember countless times where, for instance, I would be fighting the Skulls or whatever, or the first time I fought the Skulls when it came to the tavern. The cavern. When they had the uranium.
Oh yes. Mm-hmm.
And they would just pop out for the first time. I didn't really have upgraded weapons. So I was just like, oh, crap. I would run away, but they would just keep coming at me, man. So it really felt like, man, I'm really into this.
Right. And in the category that it won, an adventure game. When I think of adventure, I think of, all these games that you go through it, that it's not the end destination, it's the journey.
Right.
Of the game, which is what I think Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain did so well. Mm-hmm. Obviously, we voiced our opinions in our episode 2 spoiler cast of the ending of Metal Gear Solid. But this won in the perfect category because of what we were talking about in episode 2. We weren't as pleased with the ending, but the journey.
But the journey to the ending was well worth it.
Superb. The action of it, not even in missions like you were talking about in with the Skulls, like a few nights ago, I remember just playing, and behind me, I see the icon for a bear looking at me.
Right.
And then it just ran up. It just ran up to me.
To expect.
Yeah, and I love that because you're in this big, vast, open world. Reminds me of just being out there, and experiencing all these things where it's an adventure. It's your adventure. It's your very own adventure, and I think that's the best category it could win in, just because the action is there. The gameplay is refined just for the Phantom Pain, and the action in it is just so well done. The covering system, the freedom to roam around and
combat system too.
Everything,
man.
everything.
When everything
everything
goes on alert, it's not so simple as run and gun.
No.
You don't know where the enemy's coming from.
Yeah.
You don't know who's gonna shoot you. You don't know if a tank will show up.
It's true.
Things like that. For instance, we know if you don't destroy the comm system inside the base,
yeah.
people from other bases will start converging on you. They'll come to that base, and it won't end until you kind of like take out the comm system or something like that.
It's true.
Or you run away. Either way, but it's not a game that you should take lightly. Unless you're a huge troll and you're using like the skull suit with the armor and all that. But either way, you'll have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you'll want to come back for more. But on to further things that happened in the VGAs.
Yeah. So the next award that they won was Best Soundtrack for Best Score. They won Best Soundtrack, Metal Gear Solid.
That wasn't surprising. I did have a lot of fun with the music here.
The music, yeah. I mean, I just thought maybe the soundtrack, it was good. In my opinion, though, I don't think it was Game of the Year category.
Really?
There's this very small game called Ori and the Blind Forest.
Oh.
And I think that is one of the best games out right now, and my up and runner for Game of the Year, but my personal opinion. But the music in it is superb, is so good, and it fits the game. The Metal Gear Solid game, aside from the original soundtrack, it has Take On Me, and all these awesome classic 80s songs, which is great. I love the 80s,
Yeah.
The 80s is great. But I don't feel like it's original to Metal Gear. Some of the music aren't as memorable. Maybe Quiet's theme because it's been overplayed, but some other songs are okay. But it's still awesome that they won.
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. I thought I'm not counting those 80 tracks only because it's
those are licensed music.
Yeah. When I think about the soundtrack, it's just I remember playing one time, man, and I was like in Alert or something like that, and the song that came on just had me so pumped.
Yeah.
So I think they did well there. I thought it fit the game properly for what it was, in my opinion. But again, like you said, we're just glad it won.
Yeah, I'm glad it won, man.
Album of the year. So.
Well, yeah, best score, best soundtrack.
Well, best soundtrack, of course.
So, it's good to see that music is key in video games.
Speaking of music, Stephanie Josteen. I know we messed up your name last time, Stephanie. I'm sorry. But yeah, we heard your performance.
Yeah.
We appreciate that you came all the way from
Japan
just to tribute your song to Hideo Kojima. So how do you think she did, Heido?
Yeah. She was great. She just she was a little flat, but I think she was probably nervous.
The reason I asked Heido, let me give you a little detail. Heido is actually a sound engineer.
Yeah.
And he produces music. He has a studio. I don't know if you want to say your studio's name on here.
I guess. Soundproof Studios.
Yeah, Soundproof Studios, guys. Does an amazing job. Check them out. But yeah, so, in hearing her sing, compared to how they kind of make it sound, like she sounds a lot better in the game than she does.
Yeah. Lots of pitch correction, auto correction, lots of musical terms that maybe some of you get it.
Don't get me wrong, we loved it.
Yeah, it was good, and it was a fan service.
We're just picky. I also do soundboards at my church.
Yep.
So we pay attention to detail.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of a deal. Let us know what you guys thought about her singing. Again, we appreciate so much what you did. It was great to see you.
Yeah, no, it's great, and she did a phenomenal job at performing. The performance was
the performance
great,
was good. She stood good under pressure.
Yeah, she nailed it, and the background singers,
Yeah,
well.
the background singers. So it was all good. So keep on doing your thing.
Yeah. Another interesting news. So Jade Raymond, she was announcing, I guess, the next category, and she was announcing, I think, a best narrative for a game.
Yeah.
So the funny part about that is that, quote, she said, "Who could imagine the voice of Metal Gear without David Hayter?" End quote.
Yeah, I know that was
she said, "Sorry, I know that was a little mean, but no, girl, that was not mean.
Oh,
that was right on point."
That was a terrible thing to say.
No, absolutely. Who could imagine the voice of Snake without David Hayter? Come on.
Apparently, a lot of fans, because it still won a pretty good. It was still a top game.
But that's why he didn't win Best Narrative. If David Hayter was in that game, he would win Best Narrative.
Well, why do you think he didn't win it? Because he only said like 3 lines every 20 hours.
You're absolutely right. But why would Kojima put him in the game if he barely said anything and pay him all that money?
I don't know. Let's call up Keitha right now.
All right, let me put him on the line. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure we'll get his answering machine. I'm looking for a bomb.
Where is the bomb?
No, but did you see how Keitha was just so calm?
Oh, man, I saw that. Yeah, we were talking about that.
I mean, you know what? I got to give it to Keitha. He has phenomenal sportsmanship.
He's cool.
You know what I mean? But if you see him, he's just sitting down. He's all calm.
He is cool, man.
I'm just thinking, he's like, I'm Jack Bauer.
I'm Jack Bauer.
I'm Jack Bauer.
He even said it. He's like, I've made 24 TV shows, movies and stuff, but all they want me for is signing
Snake to sign posters of Snake.
Yeah.
Which that means they kind of recognize him as the new voice. There are people that recognize him. They
I don't think he's the new voice. I think he was just the voice for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Do you think that David will come back then? Is that what you think?
I don't think there's going to be another Metal Gear game.
Well, I mean, if they decide, let's say that Konami, because they have the license, they decide to remake Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2.
Yeah.
Who would do the voice of Snake?
I mean, Solid Snake, Metal Gear 1, Metal Gear 2, Solid Snake. I hope it's David Hayter.
Yeah.
You know?
But I mean, from what it's coming up to, I mean, right now, I think they would hire someone else if that's the case.
I don't know, but
we're hoping that it's not that way.
Yeah. And Kiefer Sutherland, you know, hats off to him because he did take on a big role.
Right. He had huge shoes to fill.
No, he did. And think about it. And this is beyond me being a Metal Gear Solid fan. If you think about voices, you think about like voices in TV shows, animes, games and stuff. The person I think about is like people like the Joker, Mark Hamill.
Yeah, which he was at the show.
He was at the show. Luke Skywalker and David Hayter for Snake. You think about him. You think about the guy that does Sam Fisher's voice, the original Splinter Cell voice.
Right.
You know, you think
which
about.
I thought the new voice did well too. I mean, I missed the iconic voice, but I thought the new guy was good too.
I just think like she said, Jade Raymond. She said it. You know, it doesn't matter about the acting or anything like that. I mean, it does, of course, but it's the iconic voice, the voice that you hear. You know, like
the recognizable voice.
Yeah, like Duke Nukem's voice, like his voice is so iconic. You know.
Okay, so with that being said, MGS4, the ending, when you see Big Boss again, what did you think of his voice then?
Yeah, you're right about that because it was
completely different.
Yeah, it was completely different. I think Christopher.
No,
who was
I think it was Richard something. We'll get the name next time.
You know, it's
you know what? I'll look it up.
you know, I think that the voice was okay. I was confused as to why it was like with a Russian accent.
It wasn't with a Russian accent.
Oh my goodness, we always get into this argument, but it was a weird accent. Okay, it was a very weird accent, and I don't know. Maybe he spent most of his adult life somewhere else. You don't know. You don't know where he.
No, we do know. Come on, we know that he in Peace Walker and all that stuff. They had an offshore base in Cuba.
Okay, so maybe he has a Cuban accent.
Cuban accent?
I don't know, man. You know, yeah, a Cuban accent. I don't know, but I just think that the protagonist of a game should have an iconic voice. And yeah, sure, Kiefer Sutherland did a great job, but I just feel like, you know, David Hayter would have done a phenomenal job just because he's iconic. And if this is really the last game, you know, like think about all the games that David Hayter did. And just imagine him not being in Metal Gear Solid 5. Like, that's so hard, you know? I mean, aside from that, you know, Jade Raymond, she probably had a prompter that she was reading or something. But, you know, it's still cool that, you know, Kiefer Sutherland was actually there. He was the only Konami representative there to get the awards, man.
Right.
Can you believe that?
And let me just say, he accepted it gracefully.
Yeah, that was cool.
Like a champ.
Yeah.
And
he also presented the iconic award, the Icon Award, to two guys that made Dune 2 and all that.
Richard Doyle, that was his name. Richard
boom.
Doyle is the name
Metal Gear Solid 4.
of the guy who did Big Boss in Metal Gear Solid.
He also did a few voices in Metal Gear 1, I remember.
Yes. So Richard, which I thought Richard did good, but back to what you were saying.
Yeah. Okay. So
Icon of the year.
Yeah, no, Icon of the year, yeah. But I'm pretty much done with that. He presented the Icon of the year, which was great.
Right.
So now getting to the nitty gritty. What happened after? Before Quiet's performance by Stephanie Justine. So this is man, I was heartbroken because I thought he was gonna make it.
Yeah, you. I remember you spoke to me about it, and you said that Hideo Kojima was going to be there.
There was rumors that he was going to be there because Jeff Keighley tweeted out saying, "Hideo Kojima, I'll see you there, my friend."
Right. And so he wasn't able to be there, and the reason for it is this. he said this. He says Hideo could not be at the Game Awards because Konami had a clause that prohibited him from traveling to the show. So, and then he kind of said, well, he's watching from Japan, and then he kind of
he gave some insights.
Yeah, he after he said hello to Hideo and pretty much everyone, and so he gave some insight about what was going on. Apparently, it was something with lawyers.
Yeah, so he said, quote, "As you notice, Hideo Kojima is not here with us tonight, and I want to tell you a little bit about that. Mr. Kojima had every intention of being with us tonight, but unfortunately, he was informed by a lawyer representing Konami just recently that he would not be allowed to travel to tonight's award ceremony to accept the awards," end quote, said Jeff Keighley. Everyone started booing, first of all. Cliff Bleszinski, the guy that made Gears of War, Unreal Tournament, and now he has his own company making Boss Key Productions, and he's making Lawbreakers. He tweeted out saying he started the booze. So that was pretty funny.
Right. And so much support for Hideo. As a matter of fact, Hideo tweeted, and he said, "Thanks for the support."
No, he said, quote, "Thank you very much."
Okay, well,
yeah, just to quote him.
Yeah, that's the quote, but you get the gist of it.
So he because there was a lot of outpour,
but he was watching. He was.
I would imagine he's watching.
He's probably just sitting there with a pina colada, just like,
yeah.
He thought this would happen.
I probably he knew, that he couldn't go, or he probably found out that day or that night.
I'm pretty sure they told him with time. I'm pretty sure they didn't stop him at the before he went to the airport and say, "Hey, by the way, you can't go."
I don't know what happened. I just know that this is so shameful. It's shameful.
Yeah.
A company that can do this to a man that's been working in video games almost all his life.
Right.
Since he was a kid.
Almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Or
I think it's probably 30 years. Yeah. It's
more.
Because he's worked on games before Metal Gear,
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous to me that he's made Konami so much money, first of all. Okay, sure, maybe not riches in the amounts and stuff, but Metal Gear Solid 2 was one of the most financially grossing games that Konami has. Metal Gear Solid 2. Some of the PlayStation Portable games sold well too. I just feel like, if you have a man that has been so influential in this time, in this era where we're living right now, which this guy is a genius, and let him accept his awards. He worked so hard on this game.
Yeah, I agree that they should let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, what is this, 5th grade? Like, are you serious? You're gonna really let him not go to an award ceremony? If I was Hideo, I would have been like, man, screw this. I'm still going. I'm a rock star. But he probably respects, and there's a lot of respect in Japan. So.
Well, I mean, if a lawyer is telling you to cease and desist,
of course you can't. It's illegal.
You don't want to stir the water.
But just imagine Hideo Kojima getting arrested in the Game Awards. That'll be awesome.
He's like, I'm not gonna speak the Japanese, but he's like, I'm here to accept my award. Arrest me.
Arrest me.
Arrest me. Honestly, we don't know the entire story, nor can we speculate on it. Right. We don't know what exactly Kojima did to kind of deserve this, or if Konami is just, they're just being really mean.
I honestly have no idea. I just feel like this is something that is beyond me, because man, Hideo Kojima he was there, last year. He presented Metal Gear Solid 5 in the Video Game Awards. He presented that game to Jeff Keighley. Remember the trailer that came out for the Phantom Pain? It was just called Phantom Pain.
Yeah, it was just Phantom Pain, no Metal Gear, nothing like that.
The trailer was, the beginning of the game, Phantom Limbs. It was so iconic. Instantly I knew that it was Metal Gear, but he presented that game at the Game Awards. I remember watching on Spike TV a few years ago, and I was just like, wow, the next Metal Gear, here we go. I was just so baffled that could happen. Jeff Keighley did a amazing job at the Game Awards, and he did a great job saying, what he had to say.
Yeah.
But that man has balls. That man said it with no remorse, he said, "Look, this is exactly what's happening, and this is exactly what they did, and this is the reason why he's not here."
Right.
I give it up to him.
And it's the reason we want to bring it to you guys in this way. You know, we want to be straightforward about what we read and our opinions, you know, and we're not being bought off, you know, so we're going to be truthful and say what bothers us, what doesn't. Hats off to you, Kojima, and I hope for the best. And Konami, I hope that things get settled. Yeah. Honestly, we do. We want to see great things from both. And hopefully a future in which they can both work together again. I don't know.
I mean, I've seen things happen where things get patched out, you know, things.
Yeah.
But man, it's so bad when you have someone that is influential to the game industry who everyone recognizes. You know, he's a rock star in the game industries. When you think of you know, maybe rock bands or whatever, you know, you think of Rolling Stones, the Beatles and stuff. When you think of video game makers, you know, designers, producers, directors, you think of Hideo Kojima. You know, he is one of the best in video game making. Anything he touches is gold. He's you know, I just sucks because, you know, this could be his last Metal Gear game. And he's not there to accept his award, you know, like they're working so hard, you know, this is, you know, the Game Awards, sure, you know, it's opinion based sometimes, you know, or, you know, it's fan voted and whatnot, but it's something to celebrate.
It's something that matters.
Exactly.
If it matters to you, it's something that's dear.
Yeah. And just like Greg Miller said in his acceptance speech for Trending Gamer of the Year, you know, he said it, for all those producers, designers, animators that are staying up at night in Maya, the software, the animation software, you know, that are staying up late and they have to watch the VGAs on YouTube the next morning or etc. You know, for those people that are working so hard, you know, like, this is your night. You know, this is your night that you deserve, that you have as a gamer, that we get to enjoy these games. You know, where you know you have. I'm pretty sure struggles with families and late night works. You know, like, this is your night to go up there and show the world, hey, this is who made the game. You've connected to this game. I've made it. Thank you for enjoying this game. Mm-hmm. Thank you for allowing me to be the game of the year, or, you know, best narrative of the year, etc., best score. Because these people work hard. You know, no matter what game it is, they do work hard.
Yeah, and you and I were talking about this prior. You know, we know Kojima's the brains behind Metal Gear.
Yeah.
But we also have to recognize all the people there.
Everyone.
That just, like, they stayed up late nights. They made such an effort. I mean, look at the Fox engine. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
Look at the Fox engine.
Smooth like butter.
Smooth like butter. But yeah, man. So we appreciate all the hard work you guys do, the late nights, the family meetings you miss, all those things. Thank you so much for bringing this art to us. Our hats are off to you, not just to Hideo, but to everyone.
And you know, on a final note with this topic is, I just think that, you know, Hideo Kojima, this is what I speculate. After this is over and said and done, he is going to be in the markets. He's going to be a free agent, and I think every single publisher known to man, aside from Konami, is going to want him to make video games.
You told me that there was a company that said it. Which one was it?
No, there's a few, like EA, all of that. You know, they were just like, hey, come with us. You know, like,
we'll gladly take you.
We'll gladly take you.
But
you know,
guys, we're more interested in knowing what you guys think.
Absolutely.
We want to know. Send us an email.
Yeah, email us underthecardboardbox@gmail.com.
Or even tweet us and let us know that you agree.
Yeah, at the UCBB podcast.
Yeah, definitely. So I think we pretty much covered everything in the VGAs when it came to Metal Gear.
Yeah, to Metal Gear. You know, of course, there was a lot of stuff that happened. Deadmau5 introduced some new music.
Uncharted.
Uncharted, man. Uncharted looks great.
Yeah,
great.
There is.
Great.
We won't get into much, but there is a feature now that I think I'm gonna enjoy it. You get to decide what was it that you call that?
Yeah. So it's branching. I forgot the complete name of it, but it's like Mass Effect, Fallout.
Fallout. You get to decide certain responses.
Yeah, in Uncharted
certain
now.
actions. So I mean, it could greatly change the story. And props to the Uncharted series because they've been good. But we're a Metal Gear podcast, so we're not really gonna get into that.
Yeah. That just came out today out of the PSX. So
Yeah.
That's and the PSX are happening now, which is Saturday. So it's called Branching Dialogues, though.
Branching Dialogues. Thanks for getting that, man.
Yeah. Next segment.
Next segment, of course. How could I forget?
Let's do it.
Who's that?
All right. So, are you ready?
I'm ready. Can you go over the rules for the new listeners?
Okay. If you haven't listened to our previous episodes, I don't know what you're doing here, but the rules are simple. I give Hyro a line, a dialogue between two people or one, doesn't matter. I make that clear though. And he has to guess who said that to who, in what game, and where. I give him 2 chances. That's 2 out of 3, I guess. Which I think it's unfair, but, it's by popular demand. So, now that I've stated the rules, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go. Your
The Witcher 3.
Cut. Anyway, no, okay. All right, so here we go.
All right.
You're changing sides now? Changing sides? I don't recall saying I was on yours.
Changing sides. I don't recall. Say it again.
You're changing sides now? Then the other person says, changing sides. I don't recall ever saying I was on yours.
Okay. Different iterations of Metal Gear. I feel like he's talking to a woman. And it's Snake and Meryl talking to each other. Metal Gear Solid 1.
Final answer?
Final answer.
And
What? Why? Why?
just, you have one more try.
Oh, boy. Okay. All right. Say the line again.
You're changing sides now? The other person says, changing sides. I don't recall saying I was on yours.
I don't recall saying I was on yours. Man. You're changing sides. Okay. Metal Gear Solid 2. Sons of Liberty. Snake talking to Raiden.
I notice you always forget to say where.
Yeah, because I can't remember, but I remember, I vaguely remember, I think, them speaking. It could be when he was Pliskin, but I can't remember. But that doesn't sound like it. I'm just going to say Metal Gear Solid 2, Raiden and Snake speaking. Final answer.
Final answer.
Final answer.
Okay. You are correct.
Hey, let's get it.
But I cannot give you the point because you couldn't even tell me where it was.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Let me give you a little background. It was when Arsenal Gear was activated.
Okay.
And they needed to get inside. So in order to get inside, Snake, when he knows he's Snake, Raiden knows he's Snake, calls out the ninja, which we know is
Olga
Glukovic. And so he tells Raiden, bedtime, Raiden. And so Raiden looks at him and says, "You're changing sides now?" And he said, and that's when he responds,
Yes.
"Changing sides?
Yeah.
I don't recall saying I was on yours."
Yeah.
And so that's when Olga knocks him out.
I remember now.
Yeah. So guys, there you go. That's the trivia for the day and the little history. Let us know your ideas for trivia. You could always contact us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com. Also, we have our Twitter at the UCBB Podcast. Again, that's the UCBB Podcast.
All right, guys, remember, you guys can get the show every week on Tuesdays. So just go into any podcast service that you have and just search for Under the Cardboard Box Podcast, and you can get our shows there. Subscribe, rate, and comment. Also, we have a YouTube channel. So just subscribe to Under the Cardboard Box, and we'll have videos posted there. And also, we'll have our very special Episode 3 manga reading up. You can see the manga from there, which is made by Cody Shaw. And we are on SoundCloud, so you can listen to our podcasts there. If you don't have a podcast service, you can go into SoundCloud and you can listen to us. Just search for Under the Cardboard Box. Guys, remember, rate, subscribe, and comment. It will help us a lot.
So guys, you have yourselves a great day, and we are signing out. At the Under the Cardboard Box Podcast.
Nope.
No, that'll be cut.
That would be cut.
It was Under the Cardboard Box.
Nope.
My goodness, would you just say it?
The UCBB podcast.
Okay. Guys, again, you can always contact us at underthecardboardbox@gmail.com, and also at our Twitter at the UCBB.
You never say podcast. I always have to cut you and bring podcast closer.
Oh my.
And it sounds like this. At the UCBB podcast. It always sounds like that.
Shut up. Shut up.
Why?
Shut up.
And we also have a very awesome special surprise, episode 2, with the manga reading that we're going to post very soon. I'm sorry, episode 3. I'm going to do that one again because I don't want to mess this thing up. Okay, let's do it again.
Okay. And that's our show.